नमो ब्रह्मणे दिक्कालाद्यनवच्छिन्नानन्त चिन्मात्रमूर्तये स्वानुभावैकमानाय नमः शान्ताय तेजसे. What is Veda? Veda is said to be two types of sentences. Mantra Brahmanayor Veda Namadheyam. The mantras occupy an important slot, and the explanatory and descriptive and prescriptive part is called as the Brahmana. Bhaga. Bhaga means part, Brahmana means to enhance. Brahi Brahmane. And again, the subject wise Veda is again categorized into two parts. The former part deals with all the productive set of rituals and activities that are mostly worldly to help you in your desires in this world. We call them as Aihika. Iha means here, Aihika means those who are concerned with this world are called Aihika. The second part is Amushmika. Amushmika means out of this world, post birth, post life. After this life, what's going to happen? So therefore, the karma that is mostly concerned with the Purva Kanda that gives us many clues and many shortcuts and many procedures to achieve very good results in this world, Aihika and Amushmika, in the next birth and a layout for our better future planning. Future does not mean just this birth, but even in the next births also. That is called as the Purva Kanda. Purva means former. And since it is talking about the karma, it is also called as Karma Kanda. The next part is called as Jnana Kanda. It's widely known that Karma Siddhanta asks for accountability. Once you are born, you are bound to undertake some actions, and as the modern physics laws say, every action has an opposite reaction and equivalent reaction. So the consummate fruits have to be enjoyed by one and all. Whether it is good or bad, you have to undergo the results of all your karma. Again, you will be born. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Putradapi dhanabhajam bhidhi, sarvatrisha vihita riti. Mohamudgara Stotra of Adi Shankaracharya. Keep dying and keep getting born and get into the womb of the mother. So a never ending story. But after some time your mind gets tired of this cycle. So how to get out of this? The pleasures that I am deriving out of my regular actions, they are finite. The result is also finite. So I need to have something which is long lasting. So how could I achieve this? That is the concern every person is bound to have at some point of time. Now the question is, that part which is prescribing the Nivritti Marga. Nivritti Marga is non-indulgence and reverting back. Reverting to what? Reverting to the self. That is Nivritti. All over your outward. Now you have to turn inward. So introvert. So that is one way of getting to the Nivritti Marga. And all of a sudden the Vedic texts have been prescribing the Karma Marga. And all of a sudden we see the round coming back and it's going in. That is introvert type of nivritti marga. And we say Veda is one, and the first part and the majority of the part is professing one line, and the final part is professing a different line. Actually, it's quite contradictory. You say you have to do karma all along, and now you say you desist from all the karma. So how do you resolve these contradictions? If it is one text, we have a commonality of certain parameters. Upakramaopa samharo. The start and the end have to be one, and they should be congruent to each other and complementing. Abhyasaha, the repetitions which propound the theory have to support the same contention. Apurvata, it should not be repetition again. Whatever you are proposing, that should not have been propounded by someone else earlier. Apurvata. And phalam. Phalam is, it should have a result which is beneficial to the society and of course to the reader. Upakramaopasamharo, abhyasaha, apurvata, phalam. Arthavadopapatti cha lingam tatparya dharmaja. Arthavadaha is to enhance the meaning and importance of the prescribing text, prescribing line, prescription line. That is Arthavada. And of course, it should be logically supported at every juncture. If you have these 6 parameters, then you say Lingam Tatparya Dharmaja. Okay, this is the gist and purport of this text. So that means the first part and the last part should not be contradictory. Now you have a different system. The first part says something and the last part says something. And how can you call this as an authoritative text which is meaningful and which is beneficial? So that is the question. Now, my thesis has spoken about this thing, karma prabodha. If your entire theory is talking about something, so the former part should also support that contention. Either directly or indirectly, it has to be supportive of the final theory. If your hypothesis says something and your final thesis says something, then if there is no correlation, the entire argument falls flat on its face. So therefore, we need to have some sort of integrity. So how do you find this integrity? Therefore, our exploration is to find those sentences and those practices which actually support the theory, the final theory of Nivartakatva. First of all, there are a couple of important practices. Without any benefit, not even a fool will indulge in something. Prayojana manudishya na mandopi pravartate. At least he will have a quotient of fun. Even a lunatic, while throwing some stones, he would derive some pleasure out of it. Without that pleasure, no one would work, right? So, these offerings in these yajnas, they demand money. They are physically strenuous and they cost you a fortune, and you will have many more complications if you don't do it well, and societal pulls and pressures. After having made these many efforts, you expect some tangible benefit for yourself or for the intended party, whoever it is. But what is the tradition that is teaching us? You make a year-long effort, you conduct a great ritual and sacrifice, which is complemented by dana and dakshina. Dakshina is different and dana is different, we should understand. Dakshina is the contractual amount that you have, you already owe to someone. That's part of the agreement, ritualistic agreement. And dana is out of your volition, whatever little you can do, that you are parting with your hard-earned resources, that is dana. So therefore this is the thing. And finally, what are you doing? Karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayana samarpayami. Whatever I had, I am leaving the entire credit and the benefit and the lotus feet of the God. Not even a lunatic would do this. Any vagabond would also doesn't do such things. So what is it exactly saying? There means you are not the one who has done that. And all the apparatus that is used here is also not yours. And even the entire procedure, the mantras are also not of yours. We are all being mere instruments in the mighty hands of the Almighty, who He Himself is taking the result. So therefore the bhoktrutva and kartrutva, being the doer and the enjoyer, both are, we are just puppets, as if we are all pawns in the same chessboard. So indirectly, don't get indulgent. Don't be expecting all the credits. So this is a type of practical training which is given in our rituals. Similarly, we have got several more episodes in our daily rituals which harp on this theme. So my thesis talks about all those aspects. Therefore, I have called this as Karma Prabodham. Karma Prabodha, the clarion call of the karmas and what they are teaching. God willing, based on the anugraha, the blessings of Sadguru, sometime we will discuss about all these aspects. Jai Guru Datta.
Thank you.